به مناسبت روز جهانی منع خشونت علیه زنان، کنفرانسی در لاهه هلند برگزار شد که طی آن جمعی از سیاستمداران برجسته، نمایندگان پارلمان، وزرای پیشین، حقوقدانان بین المللی، فعالان حقوق بشر و شخصیت‌های دانشگاهی از کشورهای مختلف اروپا گرد آمدند تا ضمن محکوم کردن موج اعدام‌ها، سرکوب زنان، تروریسم و جنایات سازمان یافته رژیم آخوندی بر ضرورت اتخاذ سیاستی قاطع و پایان دادن به مماشات تاکید کنند. سخنرانان با رد دیکتاتوری‌های شاه و شیخ بر ضرورت استقرار یک جمهوری دموکراتیک مبتنی بر جدایی دین و دولت در ایران تاکید کردند و حمایت خود را از طرح 10 ماده‌ای خانم مریم رجوی به عنوان نقشه راه عملی آینده ایران آزاد و مبارزه کانون‌های شورشی اعلام کردند.
On the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, I send my greetings to all women who resist violence and all forms of oppression, inequality, and tyranny. On this day, above all, the religious dictatorship ruling Iran becomes the target of anger and condemnation. It is the worst enemy of women and of human rights. This regime sees the creation of a reactionary rule in the name of Islam as its mission. It relies on religious discrimination, forced religion, terrorism, and the use of the brutal punishments in the name of Islam. The mullahs have established violence and repression in their laws against the people of Iran, especially women. They have taken away women's rights and freedoms. They consider women as second-class human beings. They have used the compulsory hijab law as a constant tool of violence against women. Despite this, the greatest violence against women is political repression. Under this regime, tens of thousands of female political prisoners have been tortured or executed. This included the 1988 massacre, which was recently mentioned in the resolution adopted by the Third Committee of the UN. For the mullahs, a rebellious woman has committed the worst crimes. Being a woman, refusing to obey, resisting surrender, joining the struggle, and seeing herself as equal. Therefore, the mullahs believe that the most important role of women is homemaking. In courts, the value of a woman's testimony is half of a man's testimony. Women are not allowed to become president or judges. These laws question the basic humanity of women. But Iranian women have risen up against all these forms of oppression. Their slogan is Woman, Resistance, Freedom. Dear friends, violence against women, their humiliation, and various forms of inequality are main element of fundamentalism in the name of Islam. As long as these beliefs and the relations that come with them exist, there will be no real democracy and no true freedom. For this reason, the Iranian resistance has made the liberation of women a central part of its struggle against religious fascism. For more than 4 decades, this resistance has fought to bring down the religious dictatorship and replace it with a democratic republic. The Iranian resistance rejects both the Shah and the Mullah's dictatorships. It has a modern and democratic platform to establish a republic based on the separation of religion and state, gender equality, pluralism, the abolition of death penalty, autonomy for Iranian Kurdistan, and a non-nuclear Iran. With the support of its social base and the dedicated work of its members, the Iranian resistance has dealt major blows to the regime, including exposing its secret nuclear program. Nevertheless, the greatest blow to the regime has been the rise of women's resistance. More than 40 years ago, this movement became the leader of gender equality. It also insisted on the equal and active participation of women in political leadership. More than half of the members of the National Council of Resistance are women. In the PMI, which is the main force of this coalition, women have held the most important leadership positions for many years. I've always said that women are the force for change and that the active and equal participation of women in political leadership is essential for democracy. And the fall of the mullah's religious dictatorship will be achieved by the leading women of Iran. Bringing down this regime is a decisive step in the global fight against violence and repression toward women. Using this opportunity, I ask the honorable members of the Parliament and Senate of the Netherlands to encourage their government to make a fundamental change in its policy toward Iran. It should link its trade and diplomatic relations with Iran to a halt to executions. And it should place the Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, on the terrorist list. Thank you all very much.